Hi there, guys. It's me, David. I got a bit to say today. Where do we start? Um, right, first today's topic's the Iranian-American War. What is it good for? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say is that the big question is, and I think history will always be half questioning it, but as we know, we have our fake media and all, so the most important point I think needs to be established is, did we need to go to war? And the simple answer is yes. Yes, why? And there's a simple answer to that is 60% uranium enrichment. And it doesn't matter what anyone says, the fake news will say this, that, and the other, but there's one fact that they have come to conclusion, that the 60% enrichment of uranium is not for domestic uses. It's not making electricity. It's not for a nuclear power plant, no. Why? Because if it was, they would have already had the nuclear power plant up and running, because they don't need anywhere near 60% enrichment to make a nuclear power plant. It's only one thing it's for: nuclear weapons. So, I think if they had the ability, and I'm surprised China or Russia hasn't already given them most of the componentry, they'd already have the rocket almost built. All you need to do is get a ballistic missile and then throw it on the top. Actually, making the bomb parts the easiest part. The instructions online, probably, or the basis of it. All you do is just get a big rod and ram it into the enriched plutonium or uranium or whatever they've enriched. Uranium, I'd say it would be. Plutonium's a lot harder, I believe. So, bombing now. Why now, we say? Why has it taken so long? Well, it's all about ting dollars, of course. And we're talking the most important dollars of all, petrodollars. Yes, petrodollars. And we know what happens when you mess with petrol. Most people wouldn't know, I suppose, because they weren't around in the 70s, when the last time there was a major crisis. Twice. And these two crises stem to nothing to what's going to happen here. I hate to scare people, but if the war doesn't stop and the straits become open of Hormuz, then by May we're fucked. Sorry to say. Beep. Yeah. Because if you had a new one out in the 70s and it was nowhere near as bad, there was rationing because, well, actually the rationing was done too late. They ran out of fuel. People in lines and things were costing $1 million. And then after that, then of course everything else costs $1 million because you can't get it to market. Simple supply and demand. There's no supply. Heaps of demand still. So a bottle of milk went from like 20 cents in those days, a 600ml pint bottle, to like $2. Well, maybe not that big, but it was significant. It was all no good. Today I would have lost my business. I would have been out of business if it had been out of fuel. But anyway, that's the reason, twice. So, ever since, the Iranians have been basically holding the West to hostage, or the world to hostage, with the fuel. And, well, and not in the 70s exactly, that's where OPEC, they were to blame then, but then in 77 the Iranian revolution came, and then they stuffed around with the fuel. The fuel that they had, which once went to the West, legitimately, through the puppet Tsar government. But anyway, getting back to the war, what is going to happen next? And why did it happen now? Well, why it happened now is because of one word, Trump. All the other American presidents in the past all knew Iran was a nightmare. I mean, they'd committed more atrocities in previous decades with previous presidents, more than ever before. Back then, there was terrorist attacks with Iranian proxies for many a year. As you said, many people got killed. But in Trump's time, not too many. By now, everyone but Iran has come to the table. Even recently, Syria, believe it or not, has come to the West. So, Iran was like the last bastion of the corridor of hate, and their proxies in Yemen, Lebanon, and Palestinian, whatever you want to call it. But, Trump, back to that. But why now, Trump? I've always said it, mate. Trump's a Western politician. He's got 4 years, and 40 years times 2. He's had his first 4. This is his second 4. He's never going to be president again. He's never going to know or have any influence on anything ever again. He's not a good businessman. He'll probably squander all the money he's sculpted from the American people. First president to make billions. Oh, sorry, probably trillions. Him and his family put together on the whims of the American people, on the election of making America great again, and Trump as well. He might do another. He might open up another casino, maybe. No. So getting back to that, Trump and his legacy. That's what it's all about. Trump wants a legacy. He wants to be the president that did this, the president that did that, and the president that did this and that. But unfortunately, he's realised that he can't do it financially and make America great again, because tariffs don't work. Everyone, any economist that knows anything about anything, free trade is the key. It's not tariffs. But anyway, getting back to Trump's legacy. So he can't do that. So what does he do? Oh, that's right. He couldn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, he couldn't get that. So he thought, oh fuck it, I'm going to make war. And that's the only thing he had left to make some sort of legacy for himself. I'll do a few things. Say I'll take Venezuela, bomb Iran, tell NATO to get a buggery, don't help the old Putin out instead of Ukraine. Wow. Oh shit. And I suppose he'll end up getting Greenland too. That'll be the next one. Hey, Danish, you better watch out. But then again, yeah. I mean, the people in Greenland don't want you there now. The Americans, because they're all Danish, or Danish descendants, because they actually doing exactly what Trump wanted. They just came because there was heaps of good fishing and whale oil, I suppose, back in those days, and it was like, fuck off Inuits or natives, we're here, this is our land, and yeah. A couple of centuries later, and it's now it's the Danes saying, no, it's ours, even though it's thousands of miles from them, but anyway. But yeah, so Trump's got to make his legacy, and it looks like that's it, the Iranians. My biggest worry is if with Putin and the Putin legacy. As soon as I reckon Putin gets the oh, you've got 6 months to live, Sir Putin, he will. Oh, Vud. It wouldn't surprise me, just like Trump. Oh, I want to make a legacy for myself too. I'm going to press the button. Nuke. Yeah, I believe that. And then someone like Trump, if he had the possibility, he'd love to have some sort of, oh, I want to press the button. I want to press the button. I'm surprised Putin hasn't already done it. If he only cared for his own people, hundreds and thousands of young men that have died for his operation, special operation, well, shit. If that was the case, I'd be pressing the bomb too. But he don't care about them. No. And he's got that much money. I'm sure he's not even using his own money. Oligarchs, you pay or you won't be getting this. Or actually, you're not getting the money from here, so just start making armaments for our war and we'll pay you for that. That's what's happening at the moment. But they can't get the chips. That's another story for another day. I'll throw China into that bargain of concern. But that trip's nearly over, and if old Elon Musk gets his little chip city over there in Texas, yes. So, I'll give you all a break and catch up with the next. Yeah, do the old like and subscribe if you can, and speak to you soon. It's David out.